My name is Yolan Friedmann. I'm the current Chief Executive Officer of the Endangered Wildlife Trust. Our head office is in Johannesburg, but the EWT works throughout South Africa and in fact throughout Southern and East Africa. We work in about 10 different countries at the moment. I don't get to travel to all our project sites, unfortunately, so I'm pretty much Joburg based, but obviously I do get to travel around a little bit in pursuit of our mission and vision to conserve threatened species and ecosystems to the benefit of all people. I did stumble across the environmental sector, but I think I've always been a very cause-driven person. So as a child growing up, I was always involved in some kind of animal welfare project, and I was very drawn to the outdoors. I lived on a farm as a kid, so very aware of issues around me, and always been very driven to fixing problems. It's such an interesting age group for me, sort of between 18 and 30, and I would possibly even push it to 40, because one of the concerns I've always had with the discussion that we as a sector have had forever about educating the youth. We talk about children are the leaders of tomorrow, and then suddenly they become those leaders and everybody abandons them and focuses on the next generation of youth. And if this is such an important group of people, as they become those leaders, we need to focus on them even more. And given the rate at which we're experiencing biodiversity loss on the planet, we cannot wait for every 5-year-old to become a 50-year-old in order to make decisions. So I think nurturing and working with that group of people between 18 and 30, and as I said, I'd possibly even push it to 40, is critical for the decisions we make today. Those decisions they make today and the things that they do today is actually what counts. It really isn't about the 6-year-olds that haven't been born yet. So I think it's important to be speaking to that community, but what I like about the role that GreenMatter is playing is it's holding the hands of those individuals as they continue to make an impact, and they're having an impact right now. As a species, I think humanity needs to go back to our roots. We need to connect again and have a warm feeling for the things that are around us. I think that there's been a lot of pressure throughout the 80s and 90s and 2000s as we've moved into an electronic age to disconnect with anything that allows us to be emotional and feel soft and fuzzy. And certainly we've seen in the conservation sector, there's been a big disconnect. We talk about sustainable systems and populations, but we forget that there are species and holding the soil in our hands. And I think what's important for that is that the billions of people out there that don't buy into the population and ecosystems argument may buy into something they can touch and feel. And we have to create that connection. I think that we as GreenMatter, we're creating rounded individuals that are embracing not only the science of what it means for them, but understanding how to bring back the relevance to the person in the street and how to connect nature with the person in the street. If we can create a cohort of individuals who get that, I think that has been missing significantly in the last few years as our sector has perhaps evolved very well in the policy space and the science space. But we need people to connect again. We don't have a lot of time. And if we keep making rational and sound arguments that don't touch people's hearts and souls, I don't think we've got a lot of time left for a lot of critical biodiversity out there that is being lost under our noses. So I think that's where this program has such a role to play in the next couple of years, is creating a generation that can bridge that gap for us.